Oh, welcome to the Writer's Life, place where you get the sight, sound, smell, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the bell for notifications and tap the. No, I got that messed up. Punch the like button and tap the bell for notifications. I'm a little under the weather. I have a full-blown sinus infection, but I'm getting over it. So there's that. I guess it's running around pretty rampantly throughout the community. My son has it too, and he's sacked out. But I'm on the upswing, so that's good. But then on Tuesday, I have oral surgery on the left side of my mouth. So I may not be coming to you guys tomorrow or Tuesday. Hopefully I'll be able to make it on Wednesday, though. I got a feeling my face is going to be like, I'm going to look like the Elephant Man. Probably. And I'm going to be missing a couple more teeth. That's going to be a good one. Anyway, so Super Bowl Sunday and football. Didn't even dawn on me it was Super Bowl Sunday. You know, I'm a New York Giants fan, so like if they're not in it, then whatever. But football played a huge part in my youth. I think my father was like insisted that I play football. Like there was no choice. It was kind of like work. Like I had to like work for his company and like no choice. So like to me, it was almost like a job. And like he put me in, I think he put me in maybe at 10 years old. And I weighed like 50 pounds. And the coach called and he said, like, you know, he's going to get smushed. And so like the next year when I was 11, I put on, you know, like maybe 50 more pounds or something, you know, and I was able to play. But I was one of the young guys. And I remember I had one of the guys who was my best friend at school, at elementary school. His name is Pat Daly, and I still consider him one of my best friends, even though I hardly ever talk to him or see him. He lives in New Hampshire, I think. You know, we like the same girl, and so he was taking boxing lessons, and we had a fight, you know, and he hit me in the eye, and you know, and I cried like a baby. And I think my father was like, "That's it. You're playing football. You're going to toughen up," and it worked. I did. I was turned out I was pretty good at it. So I played football from 11, 12, 13, 14. And then at 14, I went into high school and played football for those 4 years. But I also went to football camp in the summer times. It was like a job, let me tell you. And I think I got more or less recruited to play at Albany Academy. And I was either there or this other private school. We were in a council where we played, you know, I think in my school, my military school, we had like 40 people in our class. So like you had to play a sport, you know, if you were going to field some teams. But anyway, the last 2 years, we never lost a game. Never lost a game. I played left guard and I was a nose tackle, defense. And at some points, I was playing both. Like when I was a junior, I was playing both, suiting up for both the JV games and which were on Monday afternoons, I think, and on Saturdays for the varsity games. So it was busy, let me tell you. But the JV games were fun because you could just do whatever you wanted. Like if you wanted to kick off or something, the coach would be like, "Yeah, go ahead, you can kick off," because nobody really cared that much, you know. But don't let that kid you. One of the reasons I have the discipline that I have to write so many words, put out so many books and articles or whatever, is it all goes back to my football training, especially my high school football training, because we had this coach. His name was Ernie Steck. He was tough. He was one tough son of a bitch. He was a World War II vet. He was. I loved him. He was terrific. He would just sit down and talk to you, no matter what your problem was. But he also was tough on the field. He would work us out relentlessly. I think, and in fact, I think to the point where, like today, some of the stuff he actually made us do would probably be considered illegal today. For instance, like during double sessions in the summertime, like you weren't allowed to drink water until an appointed time, and like it's amazing some of us didn't pass out. Maybe some of us did. I don't remember, but that was the. Nowadays, they want you to hydrate all the time, be hydrated constantly. Carry a water bottle with you. Back then, it was no water. It was it was like we were prisoners of war. I swear to God. And we'd play a scrimmage today, a scrimmage game before the regular season with another high school. And at the end of the scrimmage game, the other high school would take off their pads and and whatever, their day was done. Coach Steck made us run sprints, 4 100s, 450s, 420s. And, we would sometimes practice. We had to get artificial lamps brought in because we would practice into the night. But it was the discipline and it was the camaraderie and it was just, because we weren't the biggest guys in the world. I was back then, probably even still as a junior, I was probably like maybe 5'5", 158 pounds or something like that. I'm bigger now, but by the time I graduated as a senior, I was up to about 195, and I was a couple inches taller, but we were still smaller than a lot of the other teams that we would beat. I'll never forget our final championship game was against a school that like the shortest guy was like 6'1", and the rest were like, "You got to be kidding me! You even hope to exist against this team?" And I remember Coach Steck saying, "Wait till you see him play," because we also had a couple of guys that were just about 5 foot tall, but they were good players, and we won. So anyway, and also Coach Steck had this great saying. He would say, "Cool head, win game. Cool head, win game," and that's something I've never forgotten. It means don't panic. If you panic, that's when everything goes to hell. He probably learned it during the war. Anyway, but I've carried that discipline throughout, both in my physical, both by working out every day and by the way I write every day. It's just discipline. That is the major component of why I don't want to say I'm successful or anything like that, but it's helped me achieve what I've achieved. All right, somebody's chiming in. I can't read it. Big Philly. Go Eagles. Yeah, I'd say so. Philly, born and raised here. I'm Big Philly because of that. Also, my name is Philip. Yes, I get that. Giants, ouch, I know. I played 1 year in high school and then tore my shoulder up. Yeah, that sucks. I was in high school in the 90s and then barely. Yeah, any water. And the coach smoked cigars. Yeah, my coach smoked cigarettes. All those guys smoked. He'd be out there like smoking a cigarette, My coach would say, "Work hard, play hard, and make the bimbos feel good." I love it. All right, you guys. Yeah, I am. I'm rooting for the Eagles because they're in the NFC. Remember Big Philly? Remember when Lawrence Taylor sacked Ron Jaworski? One of his best sacks ever. Jaworski didn't see it coming. He's going past the ball, and Lawrence Taylor just creams him. And Ron Jaworski talks about that all the time. Oh my God, it's a famous. Google it. It's a famous, one of the most famous tackles ever. Just crushes Ron Jaworski. And I think that was in Philadelphia when that stadium was just like, it was like blacktop covered with AstroTurf. All right, you guys. Thanks for chiming in, Big Philly. I will see you guys at the latest on Wednesday. All right. Ciao, ciao. Enjoy the game. Now, ciao, ciao.